In today's BTG episode, Bill sets the record straight with Jacob. Kat and Tomas get ready for more sex after his accident. Leslie gives Jan a ticket to Winterfest and Randy cautions Hayley to come up with a better cover. Andre wakes up in bed alone at the hotel, finds Dani looking outside. They talk about their honeymoon getting wild. They canoodle and she admits she loves that. They're so honest with each other. He lets her know about Ashley ending her engagement and offering herself to him. Dani's surprised. Andre's glad it happened, because it made him see how much he wanted Dani. There was no comparison to what he has with Dani. We've something real. This isn't a rebound. Dani chooses him too, but feels bad for Ashley. Andre recaps what happened between Derek and Ashley, including the faking of paralysis. Dani doesn't judge Derek. She and Andre make love. After they talk about getting real rings, something unique and unconventional. Dani calls her jeweler friend, and they make an appointment for the afternoon. They decide to have sex until then. Caroline brings herbal tea to Bill, who grumbles about it while he and Tomas work on a case. Caroline hopes he appreciates his wife's dedication to keeping him healthy. Tomas seems stressed, and Caroline suggests he to stick with herbal tea. He takes off to work on a brief in his own office while Caroline tells Bill that she saw how he took Dani for granted. She put up with it, but Hayley's different. She'll leave if he treats her the same. Hayley finishes her breakfast while watching Iz and Jacob nearby. Isaiah gets the scoop about Hayley and Bill from Jacob, who tells his brother to stay clear of the woman. Meanwhile, Kat sits with Hayley and notices she's not a part of the Fairmont Crest circle. She could extend an olive branch if Hayley gives her information. She asks how a family stealing homewrecker's mind works. Hayley claims she doesn't know how. She just fell in love. Kat wants help in stopping Eva from making moves on her man. Hayley finds that amusing. Happy men don't stray. She suggests Kat fix the cracks before some other girl slips into it. Kat thanks her and rushes off, says hi to Jacob and toddles off while Jacob wonders why those two women were talking. Iz brings up Eva and Kat's tension, and Jacob warns him to be cautious around that one. Once Jacob's gone, Hayley slithers up, and he tells her that with all the connections, they're practically family. She grimaces at that and tells him she used to live in her car until she married Bill. She never thought it'd happen. She thinks it sounds shallow, but he tells her it's not. He shares that he works with kids at Bon. She asks after him, and he says he's never been a saint. She could use a friend, but has a reputation. She thought, since he's been misjudged, he might be open to getting to know her for himself. He admits he's the last person to judge someone for their past. He goes, and she stares at him, interested. Randy calls, and she tells him about her side quest. Thinking of how hot she finds Iz, he tells her to get back on track. Joey's already questioning him after seeing them together on the casino footage before her miscarriage. Hayley's angry. Randy says Joey won't drop it and asks her to come up with a better cover story. She calls him a saint. Back inside, Kat's suddenly with Tomas. She tells him that things moving forward will be a lot more chill. She tells him about her chat with Ted about Eva being a valued part of the family. Kat realizes she needs to work through it and is considering talking to her mom about it. She has managed to forgive Eva, which Kat says she'd like to do. Tomas is appreciative. Kat asks if this means they're still building towards something. He says they are, and his doctor cleared him for sex. She wants it now. Leslie turns up at Orphe Jeans and shows Eva a box. Her daughter hopes it's not a new wig, but Leslie doesn't need disguises anymore. She says it's the ticket to high society. In fact, she opens the box and shows the tickets for Winterfest. Leslie will ensure only those who have her seal of approval will get these important envelopes. Jan and Mona arrive, but Mona gives her ex-friend the cold shoulder. Leslie believes Mona will come around while at their table. Mona tells Jan she could never forgive Leslie for what she did. Jan reminds her friend Leslie was never charged with any crime, and she wants to give her the benefit of the doubt. Mona gives her friend a look when she says she knows everyone's capable of doing terrible things. Mona says they never knew Leslie. Jan wonders if they know everyone and groans about thinking that Derek was a great guy until they learned he faked paralysis to hold on to Ashley. As they talk, Leslie watches from her table, envious that she's not in on the gossip while they talk. Jan tells Mona the gossip about Ashley being interested in Andre but unable to compete with Dani Dupree. They think about winter. Mona would take Jan if she could. Leslie continues to stalk them while Eva complains she's not talking to her. Leslie met Iz and tells her she has good taste. He's a fine specimen and sounds decent. Now that they have their own money, she can find a man to love rather than think about his money. Later, Iz meets Eva at the bar. They discuss how he and his brother are trying to reconnect after being apart for years. Sibling relationships can be complicated. Eva agrees and thinks it's more complicated when a girl is stealing her sister's man. Eva admits they're friends now. But she and Tomas hooked up when he and Kat were having issues. She didn't plan it. Doesn't judge her. She tells him they're reunited now. He knows that people off limits can be more attractive. Eva says she tried to ignore the chemistry because of her sister. She's now interested in Iz. He suggests they go somewhere alone where they can discuss this more in detail. While they chat, Leslie sits at the booth, reviewing the list of people who need an invitation. She doesn't like Anastasia, who is too into herself. She's not giving her a ticket. She goes over to Mona and Jan's table and gives Jan a ticket. She thanks her for being a wonderful friend. Jan's thrilled, but Mona side-eyes her. Leslie explains she's in charge of the guest list. Mona's stunned and says she's already going to be there anyway. Leslie tells her to go ahead and hang on to the past. But she chooses not to look at her sour face anyway. She goes back to her table and takes a call from Peaches. Oh my god, what's wrong? At the cafeteria, Jacob meets Bill. They agree to have dinner again. Bill sucks back some coffee and asks Jacob to keep it quiet from Hayley and the Healthy Diet Brigade. Jacob hems and haws and then tells him that he saw a message on Hayley's phone about birth control pills. He doesn't think Bill's wife is being honest with him. Bill smiles. He knows all about it and tells him to let Naomi know that Hayley's hormones are out of whack and her doctor prescribed the pills to get her back on track. Bill is upset that he and Naomi are still hell-bent on hating his wife. He suggests considering how tense things are with Jacob and Naomi. He should worry about his own marriage. Jacob says they're working through their issues. Bill asks if Jacob cheated and is told that's Bill's MO. He won't violate his wife's confidence,